What is going on, Virgos? Butch here. I am going to do your 1 week read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. With that being said, let's get it. Universe, what message do we have for Virgos? Let me see for Virgos. All right, Virgos. So the first thing I see, Virgos, is I get a sense that this energy around you is someone that you already know. Excuse me. Someone that you already know, and I feel like someone you have a connection with. But with this person, I mean, I'm feeling a lot of hot and cold energy. You know, I feel like with this person, you tend to be the nurturer, you know, taking care of this person. You know, which is not weird for Virgos because Virgos have a big heart and Virgos, you know, tend to see the potential in people. Sometimes, you know, like that diamond in the rough type energy, seeing something that other people don't see. You know, but I feel like I see you nurturing this person because you see potential. You know, with that page of wands, you see the potential in this person. You see, you know, you see the side of this person that shows you there's good in them. And I don't think this is a matter of bad and good. You know, I really don't think that is what this is about. I feel like it's more, you know, I do see, we have the devil card, so I feel like this person, for some of you, this is someone that's dealing with addictions. Now, there's many forms of addictions. You know, we know drugs, alcohol. Some people are just addicted to negative energy. You know, they just, and it's not, and people say, why would anybody want to be surrounded with negative energy? Well, most people don't want to be addicted to the thing they're addicted to. Some people just function better in negative energy because they're used to it. But there are many forms of addiction. But with this person, I feel like they are dealing with something. You know, and I feel like you see the potential, so you try to help. But I feel like this person, I mean, we have the Knight of Wands, which is usually in reverse, which is usually that, you know, that's Sagittarius energy, but it's usually like a player energy we get from it in reverse. More of a physical player, but I don't feel like this person's physically playing you. I feel like this person has got to a point where they feel like they need you. And I don't feel like this person is getting better like you think they are. I just feel like they're getting better at hiding it. You know, they resort back to that self-imposed prison, and that's why you're getting that hot and cold energy. You know, self-imposed prison is a prison that we put ourselves in, and we have the key in our pocket. We can let ourselves at any time. But I feel like this person, and it's not because they, authentically, I don't feel like it bothers them that they're letting you down. I feel like it bothers them that they're afraid that you're going to get sick of it and walk away. So I feel like they're not being honest with you. I feel like they're hiding it from you. They're finding it hard to communicate this with you. I mean, they have a lot on their plate. They have a lot going on. And to be honest with you, I think they're just adding more things to their plate. And they're not telling you about it. Maybe for some of you, this is, if they relapse, they're not going to tell you about it. Or, if they're thinking about it, they're not going to tell you about it. And it's not because they're worried that they're not worried that they're letting you down. And that's the biggest red flag that I'm seeing here. They're not worried that they're letting you down. They're afraid that you're going to leave them or that you're not going to take care of them anymore. They need someone to enable them. But they don't, right now, I don't see this person they don't need a partner. This is more of a friendship. Maybe they do need a friend, but I feel like, I feel like your intuition is telling you already what I'm telling you now. This person I don't feel like is even ready for a relationship, even though, I feel like there's too much going on with this person. When push comes to shove, I don't feel like you can trust this person. And I feel like I don't get the sense they're going to show up for you with that Eight of Pentacles in reverse and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. There's no trust being established. There's just more secrets being buried. You want to see the good. You want to see the good in this person. And that's because of you. That's the good in you that's causing that. But that hot and cold energy, we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. I don't like doing these reads, but this is what I'm seeing, and I'm not going to bullshit you on it. This is not something that you can help them get through because they're not looking to get through it. They need someone to enable them. They need someone to help them keep going. And they're not going to get better that way. We have that Three of Pentacles. There's nothing anyone can do if the person having the issue isn't willing to do something for themselves. I've been there, personally. I talked about this before. I dealt with my brother and his addictions, and I love my brother. He's finally gotten clean, but he had to hit rock bottom. I remember being 14, 15 years old, getting called down to the local bar to come pick him up because he was passed out on the table. And I would do it. And everybody in my family just started to cut him off. And I got to the point where it was only me and my mom that would keep doing it. But it was not until there was a moment I went to see somebody, a therapist, because it was years of this. And at first, when you're young, you don't really understand. But when you start getting older, I'm like, I just want my brother to get better. So I went to go see somebody. And she told me straight up, she said, you got to stop answering the phone. He's going to figure it out on his own. He's out drinking somewhere. Then obviously, he passes out. What if you weren't around? But all he knows is he wakes up every morning in his own bed. So, it was tough, but there was nothing that anybody can do until he was ready to do it for himself. And as soon as I stopped helping him, and my mom lived quite a ways away, so she really couldn't help, he got better. He went and got help because he realized he needed it. He realized it was a problem. Sometimes people with addictions don't realize they have a problem because we're always cleaning up the messes. Sometimes I gotta wake up to that mess. But anyway, back to the read. This is not something that, you want to see the best of this person, but I feel like it's only going to get worse. And that's why I told you the story I was telling you, is because I feel like this is a problem that this person has to get to on their own. They have to get to the point where they see the defeat. They concede to the defeat. I just see a lot of chaos. Unnecessary chaos in your life. And I'm never advocate of giving up on someone, but I don't see this person changing. Not the way things are going now. I don't see any huge transformations. This is not something you should nurture. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be their friend, because I don't feel like anybody should totally give up on someone, but I feel like you got to learn. Sometimes you got to see it for yourself, and you're going to see it. You're going to realize that this person has been lying to you. They're not getting better, they're getting worse. They're just getting better at hiding it. Like I said, you want to see the best, you're nurturing, you're trying to take care of this person, but I truly don't feel like you're seeing what's right in front of you, and if you are, you're ignoring it. Trust your intuition. Sometimes people that are the closest to us get this liberty to fly under the radar. You may be in a situation where you're, somebody that you don't really know or don't really have any, attachment to. You can see their bullshit. But sometimes when someone is real close to you, you don't see the bullshit. It's either you don't want to see it, or they just know how to play you. But like I said, I don't see this moving forward. Right now, I feel like this person doesn't need a partner. They don't need a relationship. Yeah, they could use a friend, but friend with boundaries. They're not getting better. In fact, I see it getting worse. They're just better at hiding it. Like I said, this is not someone that you should trust or has your best interest at heart. Honestly, I feel like they have more connection to their addiction than they do to you. And you just feed their addiction. So I do feel like this is more of a substance addiction rather than, like I said, with depression or, there's so many different addictions in the world. Some we don't even realize they're addiction. Like even shopaholics, that's an addiction. They spend all the money. A friend of mine, she had to claim bankruptcy twice now because, and I don't mean to laugh. I'm not laughing. It's laughter of awkwardness. Because she got carried away. First day of university, she shows up to university and there's people outside with these tables working for all these credit card companies pushing credit cards on her. So, and it just got into debt. And it's an addiction though. I don't know why I laughed. It's more of an awkward laugh because I don't like telling people too much personal information. I love her to death, but she's a really good friend of mine. But, there's nothing you can do, though, unless they want to change. Now, with this person, we have Sagittarius. have um, Virgo and Capricorn, Aquarius and Gemini. We also have some Pisces and some Scorpio. What's interesting about this read is that, for all you that are here just for the reading, that's what I have for you. But most people that know me know I like to do a little story at the end. And this one is actually a good one. Not that most are terrible, but I was looking at the moon card and I see these lily pads. And instantly I remember this story my grandma used to tell me. It was called The Frog and the Scorpion. And I feel like it's really relevant. So I'm going to tell you the abbreviated version, obviously, because the story is a little bit longer. So this scorpion is trying to get across the river. And it sees this frog, and it asks the frog, "Can you give me a lift across the river?" And the frog says, "No, you're going to sting me." He said, "Why would I sting you? If I sting you, we both drown, because scorpions can't go in the water. They don't swim. So he needs help." So the frog is reluctant, but the frog helps him. Scorpion jumps on the frog's back, halfway across the river. Scorpion stings the frog. The frog says, "Why'd you sting me? We're both going to drown now." And the scorpion says, "Because I'm a scorpion." So the moral is, sometimes we are what we are. The scorpion doesn't necessarily want to be a scorpion, but it is a scorpion, so it does scorpion things. Scorpions sting. Now the frog is also a different characteristic a person has. They're reluctant, but they're good. And unfortunately, I believe that you are the frog in the story. Which a lot of us are. We try to help people and we get burned. And sometimes, even though we know we're going to get burned, we still do it. It's out of love, I just remember that story. It was one of those stories that sticks with you. If you ever get interested, look it up. It's not a whole big story. It's just, I think it's like 10 minutes long if I were to spill it all out, but that was the abbreviated version. But sometimes we are what we are. And I feel like sometimes we know better. We know. Just like I did when I was a kid, I knew, part of me knew. And as I got older, I knew more. But I knew that helping my brother was not beneficial to him. I knew it didn't feel good. But it did feel good to help my brother, because he's my big brother. I look up to him. He's 12 years older than me. I always looked up to him. And me helping him out was just like being there for him. And he was there for me for so many times. But, as you get older, you start to, your mind develops and you start to understand things a little bit more. And I started to realize, and especially when I seen a therapist, she told me, and then straight up. And she was... I'm not, I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence when it comes to therapy, but I feel like it's because therapists are like dentists. Sometimes you'll meet a really good one that really cares, and then you meet other ones that don't seem like they care, they're just in it for the money. But she seemed like she really cared. But she was really direct, and I like that. I like direct people. I like people who don't bullshit me, because especially when you're paying by the hour. But she was just direct. She just said, "Listen, you got to cut him off. Because as long as he doesn't see the mess, he never knows he created one. I mean, it's like, it makes sense too. Like, it's like if you have, for anyone that has kids, like if you clean up all their messes all the time, they're never going to know how to clean up their own mess. And they're not going to see it as a problem because somebody always cleans it up. But anyway, that's what I have for you. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.